Can she see state secrets in her job at the National Security Council? She who must still enjoy some loyalty to the Israeli Defense Ministry?
No doubt. In Washington, everything's for sale, including American foreign policy. And Israel has controlled it, and it has dragged us into one war after another. And today's news with this is unbelievable. How are we going to extricate ourselves from this? Where is America first? Where is foreign policy for the United States interest?
So I want to talk to you about Rome, because over the weekend in Rome, Steve Witkoff, the president's emissary, the almost de facto Secretary of State, met with the Iranian foreign minister. The Iranian foreign minister came out of the meeting and said, we are very close to an agreement. We're going to have our technical people get together and agree on the numbers and the process for enrichment. Now, this is not the deal that Netanyahu wanted. Netanyahu wanted zero enrichment, but obviously much of enriched uranium is used for peaceful purposes, like hospitals use it for certain nuclear tests that are taken of the human heart. Will a JCPOA-like agreement championed by Donald Trump temper the bellicosity of Netanyahu, or is he going to start a war with Iran no matter what? Because no war, no premiership, very little freedom for Bibi.
Look, the situation in Ukraine and in Iran, or with U.S. policy, is comparable. We have, in both cases, abandoned U.S. interests in recent years. And Trump, in the case of Ukraine, is doing the right thing absolutely to extricate us from a war that he accurately calls Biden's war. And so if Trump follows the same logic with regard to Iran, yes, he can do it, because Israel and Ukraine cannot do anything of all of their big talk about fighting Russia or fighting Iran without the United States. The whole game has been that U.S. foreign policy has been profoundly misused. If Trump says it's in the U.S. and, by the way, global interest to make an agreement with Iran that ends Iran's nuclear program, and that, according to the technical experts that will meet next, protects against any kind of breakout on that. And that's what the Iranians are putting on offer. If Trump does that, no, Netanyahu cannot go to war with Iran as long as the president of the United States asserts American foreign policy, not Israeli foreign policy. This is the job of the president of the United States. Maybe Trump's going to get it right on these two huge issues. If he does, I would just suggest make it 3 out of 3, because the same applies for Palestine. What we need for peace, and the whole world is saying it, except for Netanyahu and the Israel lobby, is we need a state of Palestine living alongside a state of Israel. This is the whole story for peace in the Middle East, actually.
Is that a pipe dream, Jeff, or is it potentially realistic?
Not only is it realistic, there's one vote only that separates us today from peace, and that is the U.S. veto in the UN Security Council that blocked Palestine becoming the 194th UN member state.
Because of the iron grip that the Israel lobby has on American foreign policy. You've just explained that.
Precisely. It's one vote. It's our vote. Israel has no veto over a state of Palestine. The International Court of Justice ruled last year that Israel's boundaries are the boundaries of the 4th of June, 1967, period. The United Nations, by an overwhelming majority, 95% of the world's population, has called for there to be a state of Palestine. There is a high-level meeting at the UN, June 17 to June 20, to implement the two-state solution. More than 180 countries support this.